What is up, FPG fam? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Tower Fantasy video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Claudia's best matrices sets because it's interesting. She does have some options, and I know people have those questions when a brand new simulacra is set to release on the global side, and Claudia is coming right around the corner on September 15th. So we're going to go ahead and break it down, get into it, and we're also going to be talking about if it's more beneficial to go for Claudia's full 4-piece set for the matrices, or if you should be going for her advancements, because I know people have that question as well. So we're going to jump straight into it. But before we do, a massive shout out to Tower Fantasy Index for providing the information. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to their website down in the description below. I implore you, check them out, show them some support. They have some great information over there that you can use. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump straight into it, because like I mentioned, Claudia does have some options when it comes to the matrices set, but we're going to talk about her applicable one first, or the one that's associated with her, the Claudia SSR matrix. We're going to talk about the 2-piece and the 4-piece set, and I'm going to be honest with you right up front. If you're going to be going for Claudia's set, I just feel as if you should full send in the 4-piece set, because I don't find the 2-piece set to be that valuable. But let's talk about it. So the 2-piece set increases damage by those percentages that you see there when hitting a target in midair or initiating an aerial attack. Reset double jump upon hitting the target while airborne. Now, keep in mind that this is a little niche, and that's the main reason why I'm not a big fan of it, is because you need to be hitting a target in midair or initiating an aerial attack in order to get that increased damage. So it doesn't work for grounded attacks based off of this description. Now, it does have a nice little unique mechanic that I would find to be fun to use that resets double jump upon hitting the target while airborne. So that's pretty cool. But outside of that, I'm not a fan of the 2-piece set because of the nicheness of it, and I just don't find it that beneficial. But the 4-piece set I think is actually really good. So when we take a look at the 4-piece set, hitting an enemy with a skill reduces the cooldowns of all weapon skills by those seconds that you see there, and increases the damage of discharge skills by those percentages that you see there for 15 seconds. First and foremost, 15 seconds, it's a pretty good time, amount of time to have, and then you are getting two things that I find to be extremely beneficial. So you're getting skill reduces the cooldowns of all weapon skills by those seconds, and you're increasing the damage of your discharge skills. I find those two things to be extremely valuable and useful. So I like the 4-piece set, and I think it's really good, but is it good relative to the advancements for Claudia? So should you be going for the 4-piece set, or should you go for advancements? Because I know people are limited on their resources, especially for free to play and light spenders. So they have a decision to make. Should they full send the 4-piece set, or should they go for Claudia's advancements? So my recommendation and advice is to go for Claudia's advancements, and here's the reason why. First and foremost, Claudia's benefits, where you are really going to see the potential unlock for this simulacra, is within the advancements. The advancements is where you're getting those supporting capabilities and those buffing capabilities that Claudia is known for and that people keep hyping up. Now, you do have some really good things within her base kit in terms of reducing damage and immunities, but you don't get that buffing that everybody is speaking about unless you start unlocking those advancements. So if you take a look at the first advancement, or the first star, each time when a skill or discharge skill hits a target, a stack of damage boost is granted, which increase damage dealt by 8% for 25 seconds, and that can stack up to 3 times. So what that's stating is that's whenever you do a skill or discharge, any damage that you do is increased by 8%, and it can stack. The thing about that, and what's so valuable, is that it's anything that you do that causes damage. If you take a look at the matrix 4-piece set, you are only getting the increase of the damage on the discharge skills. Now, don't get me wrong, your discharge skills are going to be hitting like an absolute truck, but that's the only thing that's getting the buff. Whereas if you first advancement on Claudia, you're getting just general damage no matter what you do. So I just find that to be more valuable. I think it's a little more universal. So I'm more partial to the advancements on Claudia. And then if you really full send on Claudia, you really like the simulacra, you get to the 3-star. Now you're hitting a target with the skill or discharge skill, applies a stack of war wounds to the targets, increasing incoming physical damage and shatter effects from physical and elemental weapons taken by the target by 10% for 15 seconds, and that stacks up to 1 time. So now you're just getting really good benefits here. It just unlocks the potential of Claudia. It just allows her to be able to be a very well-rounded and a very good simulacra to have on your account. once you start unlocking the advances. But not only that, the 4-piece, as good as it is, you can supplement the 4-piece with other matrices and still, you know, go for the advancements and get the buffs and damage and things of that nature. So that's why I find it to be more valuable, and probably that's my advice, is to go for the advancements over the 4-piece matrices. Not to mention you can get shafted going for the 4-piece matrices. It becomes a terrible time. So you may want to go for the advancements, lock that in, and then you can supplement with other matrices rather than going for the 4-piece on the Claudia. So what are some other good matrices that you can put together for Claudia? Well, if we're taking a look at 2-piece sets, we can go with a 2-piece Crow, where we can increase the crit damage to targets with less than 60% HP by those percentages. And then we can pair that with like a 2-piece Shido, and the 2-piece increases both damage and shatter to targets with more than 50% HP by those percentages. So this is going to not only allow your Claudia to do some additional damage if need be, but you also get a little bit of an increase in shatter as well. So, and Claudia can do decent shatter, not great by any means and not good by any means, decent. When you start popping off skills and discharges and maybe a few basic attacks, you're going to be able to do some decent shatter with Claudia. So that is a set that you can put together for her that I think would work out pretty good. There might be some other ones that you can put together, like if you want to go full damage, you can go 2-piece Crow, 2-piece Samir, where you're going to increase damage progressively by 1% upon hitting a target, and it stacks up to those times, and it lasts for 1.5 seconds. That's if you want to go full send damage Claudia. So you do have options. Those would probably be the ones that I would recommend the most. You can get really unique and go with a 2-piece Huma and 2-piece Crow or something of that nature, but I would say the best one would be 2-piece Crow, 2-piece Shido, or if you have the ability to, 4-piece Claudia is going to be the best ones for her. And then if you want a full send damage, you can go 2-piece Amir, 2-piece Crow. Now those are for the SSR matrices. I did want to talk about the SR matrices though, because I know there might be some new players joining the game because of Claudia, or there just might be players that are unable to obtain certain SSR matrices because they're difficult to obtain. So we have to go with the SR matrices for the time being, and we do have some options here. One of the ones that I like is the 3-piece Pepper set, and the reason being is because it increases speed of obtaining weapon charge by those percentages. This is going to be incredible for Claudia because she has a high charge rate as is, and she's able to pop her discharge often. And you want to do that because you get benefits of the immunities by doing the discharge and then going right into the skill, because your skill has a low cooldown of only 15 seconds. So you want to be cycling through your weapons and having a high charge rate, and then increasing that with the Pepper set, I think is going to be extremely valuable and tons of fun, not to mention. So I think the Pepper set might be one that you look into placing on your Claudia for the time being until you can obtain one of those SSR ones. Another one I did want to talk about is the Biling one, and that is because the 3-piece set increases damage dealt to Grievous targets by 12%, 15%, and 18%. So you can utilize that as well if you don't have anything else to go ahead and place. And then I did also want to mention the Echo set. The 3-piece set, using a discharge skill to switch to the current weapon, grants those numbers right there of weapon charge. So it's just another weapon charge one. So those are the SR matrices that you can look into. I mean, of course you can go with like a Robarg if you really want to, but those are the ones that I would probably recommend the most in terms of the SR matrices. I think the Pepper one is going to be a lot of fun and actually really good to use for the time being. So those are the matrices. Those are what I recommend. So just a TLDR everything. The 2-piece set on Claudia, I don't find it to be that great. So if you're going to go for Claudia's matrices, go for the 4-piece set. Just full send into it because I think it's really good. Now if you're deciding between going for the 4-piece set, full send there, or full send on the advancements, I advise going for the advancements on Claudia. Even if you go for the 1-star, I think the 1-star is going to be extremely beneficial, makes her extremely well-rounded, makes her universal, can fit on any team comp, and this is what's going to allow the buffing capabilities of Claudia to be for your team outside of the physical resonance. This is what's going to help to buff and support the team. So I think the advancements are extremely valuable. Go for the advancements, especially if you can go for like 1-star into 3 stars. It's going to be really good, and then you get that spicy alternative skin. Now in terms of other matrices that you can go for, so the best one is going to be the 4-piece set or the 2-piece Crow, 2-piece Cheeto. In my opinion, those are going to be the ones to go. If you want to go full damage, you can go 2-piece Crow, 2-piece Amir. If you are feeling you know, like main DPS in Claudia, you can probably try that out and see how it works. And then if you want to go for the SR matrices because you don't have any SSRs ready to go, you can go for the Pepper. Is probably the one I would recommend first, and after that either Biling or Echo I think are going to be the most beneficials after that. So anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video today and hopefully it was helpful. Let me know if you're excited about Claudia dropping here really soon. We will be going live for those polls like we did for Frigg, so hope to see you out there. Should be a really good time. And I'm gonna get on out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name is Cody, but you can call me further. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.